What's up, YouTube world? Coming in with y'all, man, with my man 1090 Jake. I've been watching him for a little bit. He be speaking of some real stuff. You know, some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with. You know, but we here today with that ALLSTAR JR, as y'all can see on the screen. Right here. Got your boy ALLSTAR JR. For y'all don't know, he was the guy that shot NBA young boy, allegedly, homeboy BEN10. They try to rob him, as the story goes, in the paperwork. But we gonna get into it, let 1090 Jake tell it. Just remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do all that good stuff for me, y'all. Let's get it going.
One of the craziest self-defense cases has completely backfired on Detroit rapper ALLSTAR JR after he was already indicted by the feds for being a felon in possession of a firearm, even though the gun wasn't his. But now the state of Texas is charging him with shooting BEN10 and basically spinal tapping him, leaving him permanently paralyzed. ALLSTAR JR gets charged again in BEN10 shooting for aggravated assault causing traumatic brain or spine injury. This is one of the photos from the shooting. Somebody would say BEN10 is telling how come he is not arrested for assault and robbery because the whole thing was...
That's what I was wondering, the same thing. They got everything on video, everything under surveillance. They're able to see everything JR did. How they ain't see nothing that none of them other dudes did that was with BEN10. I'm just trying to figure it out, but you know how it go. Let's get back to it.
Started because of him. If everything is on camera and nobody is telling on each other, everybody should be in jail, especially Ben and Ron, because JR was defending himself. I'm not gonna go ahead and say NBA BEN10 is snitching, but it's very weird that it is captured on video, and I have the affidavit, the new affidavit that just came out, that details everything from the Houston police's point of view. And now we have confirmation as to who the gun came from. Quick pause, because this might actually help you out. If you've ever needed access to your money before payday,
it's crazy. They know everything.
There's a banking app called Current that lets you get up to $750 as a paycheck advance once you qualify. So instead of waiting and order your Current card. After you complete those steps, you'll see the option to enter my promo code Jake1090, which unlocks the $75 bonus on top of their finances. But before we get to that, BEN10 would grace social media with his presence by showing us a video of him wiggling his toes to show he's regaining feeling in his legs.
Hey, first of all, I'm gonna say, I don't like to see nobody in this situation. I just pray that this is a learning lesson for anybody that's looking at this, that's been in this situation. And I hope most for surely that he learned from this situation. I pray he did.
Now, if you blinked, you probably missed it. That's how much wiggling went on. But that's it. That's all he can do. And this might be a response to Mimo 600, who's been on his ass since he got shot. Cause the shit he been posting.
Wow, AI is crazy. Wow.
And just been diabolical. He got one when he's in a Hellcat.
Nah. They gotta stop, man.
I'm just saying, the shit funny. I'm not gonna act like I don't think it's fucking funny. It's funny. I wouldn't want to be dude, but you know, you reap what you sow in a sense. But for this case, don't forget, there was no confusion as to if ALLSTAR JR did this, because not only did he admit it to the police, he admitted it all over his Instagram. I mean, this was the post right after saying, had to shoot to the D and get some new ice because my man's BEN10 took some of my stuff to the hospital with him. Unplugged that.
This right here, it's what everybody gotta learn, man. You know, especially about the gun laws. All that taunting you was doing, even though he was in the right. But what make you wrong is with excessively. Gotta be cautious. Gotta take heed. Gotta know how to control your anger. But it's easy to keep banging. Niggas ain't counting shots when you squeezing. Be careful.
And yeah, we got Traplo Ross in the comments. We got Mimo in the comments. We got OP. We got Seti Nash. I mean, this was crazy when it first hit the internet. And he was not shying away from any of the allegations. He was letting it be known he shot them because the gun didn't come from him. It wasn't his gun. They jumped him, tried to rob him. One of them dropped their gun. He got it, shot them. And everyone thought this was the illest case of self-defense, and he's gonna be able to brag about it, do interviews about it. Apparently, he was gonna do a Vlad TV interview before the feds picked.
Yeah, clearly it was self-defense, especially in Texas. They stand your ground. You're in a southern state. That's clear self-defense.
Picked him up. Everything was lined. He probably thought this was gonna be the thing that puts him on the map, that boosts his career. I just got a free shooting, and it all fell apart.
Hi there. Would you like to receive a gift?
It's the excessiveness. The reason why they probably locked him up. It's the overkill. Because they said he stood over him. So we great see.
I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ.
All you hoe ass niggas tagging me talking about, nigga, you see Ben back. You see Ben back. Well, if the bitch so back, tell him to do the BEN10. I'll double it for him. Fuck he talking about. Do that bitch, Ben. Nigga, this your dance. Get in your groove, nigga, if you back.
Now, this was from 5 weeks ago, and he's telling him to do a dance that he made up. Mimo said, I'll stay off social media if he can wiggle his toes right now. And mind you, if we want to be fair, it took BEN10 5 weeks to wiggle his toes. Reason being, he got stood over not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times before getting pistol whipped in his face. But this right here is making everything.
Ooh. Ooh, JR. It look bad on camera.
Worse for him. He's been charged with aggravated assault with a traumatic brain or spine injury. Now, this is gonna go through the entire shooting that took place. It was reported during the course of the physical altercation, the defendant, who is JR, discharged a firearm multiple times in the direction of the group of males, striking and injuring Fields, who is BEN10. In the report, it was also documented that a Glock 43X handgun, 1 Glock 43X magazine, a black
Yeah, they even got the serial numbers.
firearm holster with blood on it, 10 5.9mm shells, blah, 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 blah. During the course of the investigation, they reviewed camera footage from inside of the club/restaurant where they could see JR with the female. They got up to leave and began to leave via the elevators. Once reaching there, a large group, including BEN10, exited the elevators, and an initial verbal altercation ensues between JR and the group. During the physical altercation, JR is seen fist fighting with BEN10 and several others. As the fight is going on, officers observed a male involved in the fight lose his holstered firearm from his waistband, where it then lands on the ground under a table. They then observe ALLSTAR JR fall to the ground and take possession of the firearm, where he begins to shoot into the crowd, striking BEN10 with the initial shots.
So they got all this on camera. All this on camera. All footage. Clear self-defense. They could have stomped him out. They could have killed that man in there. They knew, they seen it was jumping him. Anything could have happened to that man in there. He clearly was fighting for his life. You know, it's crazy You can't even defend yourself these days. But hey, let's continue.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, proves what the federal paperwork did not. We now have confirmation that gun was not JR's. It came from the group that attacked him, fell, and when he fell from getting jumped, he grabbed the gun and opened fire. Unless you're in like liberal California or fucked up New York City, under almost any Southern law, would this be a stand your ground, case closed, self-defense scenario? But it's what happened after. On video, detectives were able to see BEN10 immediately incapacitated and falling to the ground on his side before slowly rolling on his back, where he does not move again. JR is then observed to get up from the ground and continue to fire the gun in the direction of the crowd as they run away. After approximately 13 seconds, JR is then observed returning to BEN10, who is still motionless on the floor, where JR discharges 3 more rounds at BEN10 in close range.
Ooh. That's a count of 4 shots. What do you say? Shot him first time, he fall. And shot 3 more times standing over top of him. Ooh, and Ben, you still living? If you don't know the Most High, my brother, you gotta know he's the only reason that you living right now. Man, oh man.
Striking him. After the 3rd round, they observed the slide of the firearm to be locked back, indicating that JR ran out of bullets. JR is then seen walking away before walking back, and at that time he points the gun directly at BEN10's head and appears to pull the trigger. However, the gun didn't fire.
Oh. Empty. Yeah, Ben. So it took one of them, you'd have been out of here. But for you to take 4 and you still living, the Most High God is with you all the way around. And then he saved you from the 5th. Yeah, man. You know, God is real. The creator. The true living, one and only, is real. He truly keeps those who want to be kept. Don't take his grace for vain.
So when you're looking at a gun, you often see this in gun range videos. When someone's shooting and their only view is the back of the gun, they don't really notice when the slide's locked back because it can pretty much look the same, especially if you're focused on what's downrange. So he didn't know the gun was out of bullets. And this adrenaline dump he was having, he thought it still had one in there. And he tried to dome check BEN10 and finish him. Because the gun...
That's what got him the time. Standing over him, seeing that the slide was back, he attempted to shoot him again in his head, off him again in his head. Wow, that's what got him the time.
Was out of ammo. They observed JR stand over BEN10 and pistol whip him in the face before finally spitting on him and fleeing the scene. Through the investigation, police learned from BEN10's medical treatment team that he sustained a spine injury as a result of the shooting that has left him without sensation from the waist down. They also learned that based on the extent of the injuries, the prognosis for BEN10 is that he will have irreversible paralysis of his lower extremities, which means he's paralyzed. Nothing from the waist down works. His legs, possibly his manhood, everything's done. He might even be on a shit bag. It might be all the way bad for BEN10 right now. And this isn't something to laugh at him and ridicule him, but you have to remind him and everybody else, he decided to fight JR. They decided to try to rob JR didn't initiate this situation. He just handled it how a street motherfucker from Detroit is gonna handle it.
Well, that's anybody who's adrenaline rushing. Somebody try to rob you, you out with your lady, trying to disrespect you and your manhood. Totally unrighteous. You know, so JR at the time felt as though he was right for everything that he did, but he was wrong for standing over top of him, even though he wanted to make them pay for that mistake. But the Most High seen it different. Just pray for everybody, man, because JR ain't asked for it.
You want to try me? I'm going to put you in the ground. Unfortunately, or fortunately for BEN10, however you want to look at it, the gun ran out of bullets because it was only a 43X with a 10-round mag. Had it had 15, that probably would have cost BEN10 his life. Now, I looked up the specific charge, right? Because aggravated assault under Texas law is normally a second-degree felony, punishable by 2 to 20 years in prison. But the enhancement of a traumatic brain or spinal injury takes that punishment and boosts it from 5 to 99 years or life in Texas State Prison. So now, ALLSTAR JR is not just facing 15 years in the feds. He's facing a life sentence under Texas law. And this shit is so cold, right? Because when you get your paperwork from the feds, when you've been indicted from the feds, by the feds, it's not you versus whatever. It's you versus the United States of America. And let's just say worst comes to worst, JR gets hit with 10 years in the feds, right?
They don't want you to know about
99 years. Let that process.
it.
Hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident up to 1 year ago, even if you weren't
Then he got state and federal.
driving?
After he's hit with the 10, they're gonna transfer him to Texas. And then he has to face this charge. So if he's hit with, let's just say another 10 from the feds, 10 from the state, he's gonna do his federal bid first. He's gonna do those 10 years at 85%. And the day he is released from the feds, he won't be released, he'll be transferred to Harris County, Texas, or directly to the Texas Department of Corrections. And from there, he's gonna start a fresh 10-year sentence. This is the thing, is it's not double jeopardy because you have two different entities charging you. The feds and the state are completely different. So if he gets a max 15, or he could even get fucking 3 years in the feds, bro. He can get 3 years in the feds for the gun, which isn't crazy, right? 3 years, whatever, you take that to the chin. And then he could get 50 from the fucking state of Texas. So after he finishes 3, he's got to do 50. That's how fucked this is. This situation just took a turn for the absolute worst. It could not get any worse than this. JR is now fighting for his life, and whatever money he spent on a federal attorney, he's gonna have to double down and do the same shit in Texas. And again, it isn't because the weapon wasn't his and he was defending himself. It's because of the fact at the point he was no longer defending himself, he showed he was trying to kill.
Yep. And that's why they gave him the time. That's how the state and the federal looking at it. He was trying to kill. That it turned from self-defense to murder. From self-defense to being the aggressor.
He stood over a man 3 times, shooting into him until there was nothing left in the gun. Not knowing there was nothing left in the gun, he tried to put another one in his head. And disappointed by the outcome that no bullet fired out of that weapon, he pistol whipped him and spit on him. Then dropped the music.
I seen that in a movie somewhere. He really was living a movie with his anger.
Music video. Then tried to book an interview. then came up with a new dance. And I guarantee you every single thing I just said is gonna be used against him in court. This is the most backfired self-defense case I've ever seen, where someone was under the complete impression that this is easily won. I'll face nothing for this, and I am absolutely fucking surprised that BEN10 and Dead End Ron.
And I bet also all that taunting he was doing, from the BEN10 challenge to the t-shirts to the rap videos to everything he was doing, the taunting, that played a big part in this time. They trying to smash this man. They trying to put him down.
Haven't been charged with any assault, with any robbery. After it's literally been proven they robbed him, they took shit from him, they're on video taking his jewelry. None of them have been charged. And maybe the state of Texas is looking at it like, you already lost your legs, Ron already lost a finger, and all y'all look fucking stupid because technically he put that fire on y'all ass and he got the gun from y'all. So unless the state of Texas just feels sorry for them, I am completely surprised none of them have been charged. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. Do y'all think he took it too far? At what point should he have stopped? Or do you think he should be able to beat this case and he shouldn't face a severe punishment? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
All right, y'all. That was Jake. His synoptics of the story. But it's crazy though, man. It's crazy. Lesson, man. It can be anybody out eating. Anybody can be out celebrating. Anybody doing, just living their life. And this type of situation can happen to anybody. You gotta always remember, it's okay to defend yourself. But ain't no winning in court when you become the aggressor. That'll be easy.